Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio, and today I am very, very, very happy indeed, ladies and gentlemen, because I am crossing off a bucket list item today. I've got an exclusive reveal! The lovely folks over at the Pokémon Company have given me a language-exclusive reveal of a card from the upcoming Scarlet and Violet expansion, and I am beyond hyped about this, because for years I've had to see other outlets getting these reveals and showing off cards and getting them to show you exclusively, and I've been sad, ladies and gentlemen, that I've not been on the list, but I'm on the list now. Take a look at Full Art Spidops EX, and I'll be honest with you, right, this is the kind of reveal I wanted. Now, there's two things I love about getting this reveal. Well, other than getting the reveal, which, as I've said, genuine career bucket list item. Firstly, I like this card. I legitimately like this card, and I think it could be very, very fun to make a deck around. And secondly, we've got a new rarity here. Well, the other day when I showed you, I believe it was Miraidon EX, a special art rare, I told you that we were now getting a much better look at how Rarity was shaping up in the Scarlet and Violet expansion. But I also told you that we were missing a piece of information, and that was the rarity of things like full art Pokémon. Well, good news! Now, as I record this, and this might change, and to be honest, my embargo ends at 2 p.m, and there's probably, I don't know, but I imagine there's other people whose embargoes end at 2 p.m. But as I record this, I've not seen any full art cards from Scarlet and Violet revealed anywhere. This is, at the time of recording, the only one that I can actually see, which means that this question about rarity is actually very, very important indeed. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's start off taking a look at the card. Now, what we got here is 260 HP, which honestly for a Stage 1 EX is about right. Weakness to fire, which is... honestly, the big fire Pokemon around at the moment is Charizard, the Radiant Charizard, but that's... Okay, to be fair, if it didn't hit for weakness, it would be 10 damage away from getting a KO. I don't think they're going to care too much, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's fine. So, yes, you are weak to Radiant Charizard, but I don't think anybody really cares about that. But what we've got is a really nice ability, Trap Territory. Your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 colorless energy more. And we've got that written in English nice and clearly, and there is something very important which is not written there. It does not say you can only have 1 Trap Territory ability at a time, or something along those lines. So if we go and take a look at Oricorio, for instance, which I think will prove my point very nicely, Oricorio's Lesson in Zeal specifically says you can't apply more than 1 Lesson in Zeal ability at a time. That is written super clearly on the card right there. What that means is you can apply more than 1 of these abilities at a time, and that is absolutely huge. Because this means that in theory, I can have 4 Spidops EX on the field, and if I've got 4 Spidops EX on the field, my opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is increased by 4. And basically, right, when you get to that stage, when you're increasing their retreat cost by 4, yeah, they're just not retreating. At that stage, retreating is out the window, you're forcing them to switch. And I know that a bunch of people are playing Switch. And I know that a bunch of people are playing Escape Rope. And they will be able to get out of the active using those cards, and you know what? That's fine. I am totally okay with that. Because the fact of the matter is, either they've got that card or they don't, and if they don't have that card, they're stuck in the active, and if they're stuck in the active, that is a beautiful thing for you. You can drag them into the active with something like a Boss's Orders, and then take a 2 or 3 hit KO on a Pokemon that's not able to attack. You don't have the right kind of energy, or it's too expensive, or whatever. Drag a Pokemon active that can't attack, trap them in the active because their retreat cost becomes ridiculously high, and then get a 2 or 3 hit KO on a Pokemon that can't hit back. That would be lovely. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Point is, it's a good option that you can then try. And if they've got a switching card, they've got a switching card. But if they don't have a switching card, that's where it gets kind of fun for you. But then we've also got the attack, and the attack here I also like quite a bit. Because the attack we've got here is Wire Hang, 1 grass, 1 colorless energy, 90 damage. This attack does 30 more damage for each colorless energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So basically, if you've got 4 Spidops EX on the field, and you're increasing their retreat cost by 4, then you're doing a minimum of 210. 430s or 120 plus 90 is 210. That's the minimum. That's assuming they're a free retreating Pokemon. If they've got a retreat cost of 1, then actually it's 240, a retreat cost of 2, and then actually it's 270, and so on and so forth. This gets pretty high pretty quickly, and look, it's a 2 energy attack. 2 energy is not that much. You can just attach, and then attach again the following turn, or you can use something like a Raihan after a KO is always a nice one. You get to attach an energy from your discard pile, but then you also get to search your deck for any card. That's kind of fun. And yeah, the attack cost, and it's 1 colorless, so it doesn't matter what energy you accelerate, that's actually really important. And basically what we've got here is a very low energy attack that could end up getting pretty big pretty quickly. Although at this stage, I do have to lament the loss of Galamine. Unfortunately, by the time this comes out, Galamine, which came out in Rebel Clash, is going to have rotated. And Galamine increases the retreat cost by 2, which is clearly awesome when you got an attacker like Spidops. And yeah, that would be your stadium of choice, no question. And unfortunately, it's gone. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Remember, this becomes legal on the first day of the European International Championships, which just so happens to be the first day where the rotation comes in. And that's a bit of a problem, honestly. Sorry. But if you can get a bunch of Spidops on the field, this still works. And I would be remiss at this stage if I didn't mention Leafeon. Now, obviously, Leafeon V's got that the good Leafeon V has got that amazing ability, Greening Cells, lets you attach a grass energy from your deck. It ends your turn, but certainly turn 1, if you've not got an attack planned, it's absolutely stunning. But then Leafeon V Max has, again, 2 energy, 60 damage for each energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. And I've done the maths for you so you don't have to. For 1 energy, Spidops does 120. Well, the 1 energy in the retreat cost, I mean. Leafeon does 60. 2 retreats, Spidops does 150, Leafeon does 120. 3 energy, Spidops does 180, Leafeon does 180, they're tied. 4 energy, Spidops does 210, Leafeon does 240. So essentially, low energy retreat, Spidops is a better option. When you get to 4 energy, Leafeon becomes a better option, and it kind of escalates from there. Do remember, of course, that Leafeon is a free prize Pokemon, not a 2 prize Pokemon. That will factor into your decision. I like Spidops, and it's a deck I am very much going to be playing and mucking about with. But what about this Rarity? What we've got on Spidops is a 2... let's call it a 2 White Star Rarity, just for the moment, because that makes sense. And what we've essentially seen here is a real mixture of rarity in a way that I really appreciate. So, for instance, if we look at a regular rare, like Annihilate, for instance, 1 Black Star Rarity, whereas we look at an EX like Magnezone, 2 Black Star Rarity. If we look at an illustration rare, take something like Dolive, for instance, you've got a 1 Gold Star Rarity, but then you got a special illustration rare, like Gardevoir, you got a 2 Gold Star Rarity. And here you've got a 2 Silver Star Rarity. It is just a way of showing off the different types of cards, and I like this, because under the old system you had Black Star, which was ordinary rares, but then like everything hollow and above was just a Silver Star, and it made it kind of awkward to differentiate the different kind of cards in a way that I just wasn't a huge fan of. And I understood it, and I get why they did it. But I'll be honest with you, I much, much, much prefer this new system. I think this new system is way better. I love that the different kinds of rarities are now being actually changed and actually shown off. And we can see how they actually work. And I just think this is a way, way better way of doing it, honestly. I am a huge fan of this, and I hope this carries on in the future, because this is awesome. And now, hopefully, I hope, fingers crossed, we're all up to speed on the rarities. Yay! For now, ladies and gentlemen, though, I want to know what you think. And I want to give one more shout out to the lovely folks over at the Pokémon Company for letting me do an official exclusive reveal. Because, oh my word, I have been desperate to do one of these for ever since I saw other places doing official reveals. And I realised it was an option. This has been an actual bucket list on my career to do an official reveal. So you better believe I'm getting a binder full of Full Art Spidops EX. If you come to an event, bring all your Full Art Spidops EX. I'm going to be at EUIC. It's like a train ride away. I've been at every EUIC except one. I'm definitely going to be attending EUIC, playing or something else. In some way, I will be at EUIC. And that's after the release of Scarlet and Violet. Bring your Full Art Spidops EX. I'll trade you for them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make a binder. But for now, I want to know what you think about this card and about the new rarities and everything else. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.